Alright, peace, beautiful souls. I hope you guys are doing well. My name is Saleh and I am your host on this channel, brought to you by Celestial Alignments. Now, today we are going to be looking at the forecast for this week, which is July 2nd until July 8th. July 2nd until July 8th, you follow what I'm saying? So Sunday through Saturday, this upcoming Sunday through Saturday. Okay, so let's begin. So this upcoming Sunday, that is July 2nd, you feel what I'm saying? And also happy, Cancer season. I hope that you guys are not fighting your emotions, but finding ways to use your emotions constructively, for what I'm saying. Like Cancer being a cardinal sign, cardinal Cancer, it's all about like taking those emotions and feelings that you have, and rather than allowing them to express in a time wasting way or a destructive way, find a way to channel them, you feel what I'm saying? And it's like we all know that, for example, Cancer deals with comfortability. So like find ways to channel your emotions into means that will bring you more comfort, you feel what I'm saying? I feel like that's some good advice, in the sense that, like, Cancer, it's a sign, right, that's pretty passive, and it can get in its like comfort zone, and it can become too comfortable and too like negative even, you feel me? So it's important that we usher in like that out Mars, but Saturn also, because Saturn is the opposite to the moon. But like Mars, it's the planet that deals with like will, that deals with like that getting up and doing things, making yourself do it, and I feel like right now it's important for us to channel our emotions towards that channel, where it's like we're not just letting our emotions get the best of us. And it's interesting that I get into that flow because, on Sunday, July 2nd, the moon is going to be leaving Sagittarius, you feel me? And it's going to be going into the sign Capricorn. And so the interesting thing about this is that right now we have the sun in the sign Cancer, and it's like Capricorn and Cancer oppose each other, you feel me? They're dualities. And so the sun is going to be, I'm tweaking. So it's going to be a full moon also, you feel what I'm saying, this upcoming Sunday. This upcoming Sunday, it's going to be a full moon in the sign Capricorn. And now, we talked about the new moon my last video, and ultimately we talked about how the new moon, it's more passive, it's more feminine, it's like a womb, you feel what I'm saying? And with the new moon energy, it's all about like putting energy into the universe, in which you would hope to receive when it 360s back to you, you feel what I'm saying? Now, so that's the new moon, right? You're putting in energies. Now the full moon, right? When the moon it waxes, because the process is the moon becomes new, and when it's new, it's like empty, right? And then it starts to wax, meaning it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. You feel what I'm saying? And that's symbolic to like seeds germinating and growing and going through the different stages of a plant life. And it's like the moon, not the sun, the moon, it very much deals with gestation, you feel me? Like the 9 month process a baby has to undergo, that's very much like the moon. Even when you look at the phases of the moon, it's about gestation, you feel what I'm saying? So that's what the new moons are. They're when the seed is new and it's just starting its process. But when the moon is full, you feel what I'm saying? Like this energy, it plays out in a demonstrative manner, if that makes sense. like it's masculine. It's all about expressive energies outwardly, you feel me? So allow yourself to use the new moons to set intentions and to set goals. Although I want to say this to you guys, I found it more useful to focus on developing habits rather than just focusing on goals, you feel me? Because once you have the goal, then you need habits, you feel me? And a lot of us, I feel, we go at it with the goal, but then we neglect the habit, you feel me? The habits. A good example is like, you can't have, well, you can, but it's not gonna work. But you can't have goals to be a rich man if you have poor man habits, you feel what I'm saying? You become a rich man by acquiring rich man habits, you feel what I'm saying? So yeah, you know, like that's the new moon, setting intentions to create new habits for yourself. But then the full moon is like, have you upkept your garden, your mental garden, you feel me? Have you germinated the seeds? Have you allowed the seeds and emotions that are associated with those intentions to, you know, flourish? Have you allowed that to happen? You feel what I'm saying? A lot of us, because we don't understand that our mind is like the soil, our emotions are like the water, and our thoughts are the seed, you know, and then God, in this analogy, would be like the sun, you know, because it provides every and any necessity, nutrition thing you need for you to fulfill your goal. But it's like, first you need to plant that thought in your mind and water it with emotions, for what I'm saying. But a lot of us don't know that. So even our land, you know, our soil, it's toxic, you know, our mind is toxic. So even when we plant certain seeds, they don't germinate, you feel what I'm saying? But yeah, so like that's the full moon, you feel what I'm saying? Like the new moon, you're setting intentions and everything like that. And then when the full moon comes around, you know, a lot of the times those intentions of ours, they tend to like flourish and come to be in existence. Or at least trails of them comes to existence, in the sense that, you know, when we talk of manifesting, I feel like a lot of us, manifestation is real, but a lot of our approaches are unrealistic, in the sense that, you know, it's like when you're creating in the fourth dimension, yeah, things happen instantaneously, but when you're creating from the third dimension and you're working from, you know, time and space versus space, well, yeah, time and space, you feel what I'm saying? That it's like you have to deal with time and you have to move in space, you know, so it's like you have to abide by those rules, by those laws, and you feel what I'm saying? So it's like in the physical third dimension, manifestation still requires work, you feel what I'm saying, you guys? And this is all good insight and information into like the new moon energy. Hold on, where's my phone? Yeah, the new moon energy, you feel what I'm saying? Because not new moon, full moon, because this full moon, it's going to be in Capricorn, you feel what I'm saying? And so Capricorn is a sign that very much deals with it's a sign that very much deals with, my apologies, hold on. It's a sign, you know, that very much deals with like self-discipline and like being structured and grounded and centered, you feel what I'm saying? So it's like the last new moon was in Gemini, you feel me? And so moon in Gemini, this is like us, you know, cultivating new thoughts, new ideas, and new concepts, ultimately new mental vehicles, you know. Like I think a lot of people don't get it, but it's like mental vehicles, because like Gemini, it's the least personal, my bad, it's the most personal air sign, in the sense that it deals, you know, with the inner world, it deals with the thoughts of the inner world, it deals with like short-term travels, you know, And so this is like using your brain and a manner where it's like you're reasoning and you're thinking, and you went on a little trip mentally, you feel what I'm saying? But ultimately, like, that's what Gemini is, you know. And through Mercury, Gemini is associated with like the nervous system and like the brain, you know, our perception, our abilities of perception. So it's like the sign Gemini in of itself, you know, it's archetype, that is, because a lot of the times when I talk about the signs, I'm not even talking about people, you know, I'm talking about the archetypes. Its archetype is the archetype of like thoughts, you know what I'm saying? It's the archetype that deals with like the mind. Like, to sum up, like from a spiritual astrology perspective, like Gemini's statement is thoughts are man's greatest builders, you feel what I'm saying? So I'm just stressing the fact that that's what Gemini is all about. Thoughts, the mind, and building mental vehicles, you feel what I'm saying? And so that was the new moon, you know, which we should have utilized to cultivate new ideas and new thoughts. And it's like, you guys, when these certain stargates open up, you know, when these certain alignments happen, it's like the energy is just easier. It's easier for us to do these things. And we're not going up the hill, but we're flowing down the hill, you feel what I'm saying? Down the river hill, you feel what I'm saying? So that's why it's dope, you know, it's cool to understand these energies. But anyways, yeah, so you know, that's that. Now that we have that understanding. So with this full moon in Capricorn, it's like in the last 2 weeks, you know, because like the new moon happened 2 weeks ago. If you've been planting, you know, good seeds, and you've been like riding the waves of like the transits, you know, the waves of the transits, then it's like at this moment you should be in a place, well, not this moment, but on Sunday, you know, when it's a full moon, you should be in a place where you'll have awareness and understanding of, like, in a sense, where you are on the chessboard. Yeah, chess, not checkers. Chessboard. I was just playing checkers with my friend, so it was in my head. But chessboard, you feel what I'm saying? So where you are on the chessboard, like, what is your position? You know, are you a pawn? Are you a horse? Are you a knight? I meant to say, you know, like, which position are you? Because, like, that's what Capricorn first and foremost is all about. You know, it's the least personal earth sign. It's the last earth sign, you feel me? So Capricorn deals very much with the world. You know, it's ruling planet Saturn. You know, deals with structures of the government. You know, it deals with hierarchies, institution. You know, like authorities outside of you. You feel what I'm saying? Things like that. That's what Saturn deals with. And so, like Matrix, right? The word Matrix is a very Saturnian thing, in the sense that we think of the Matrix and we think one. Let me turn this down real quick. You feel what I'm saying? Or I can probably just hold it like this. You feel what I'm saying? No, it's too distracting. Anyways. Whoa. Anyways, you know, we think Matrix and we think the Matrix, but in reality, the term Matrix in of itself just means a, like, comprehensive, or I'll use that term, comprehensive, like, program or system, you know, something that works ultimately. It's like a system, and it has rules and it has laws, and it's sustainable. You feel what I'm saying? So there are many different matrices. Like, there's the matrix of nature, you know, the matrix of astrology, the matrix of your personal life. You know, and that's the cool thing about astrology. It gives you an understanding of, you know, the different matrices. You know what I'm saying? But anyways. So yeah, you know, that's what Capricorn is all about: structures, systems. So with this moon and Capricorn energy, you know, it's going to be like a awakening and realization internally. You know, because the moon, it deals with your reactions and responses. So it helps you gain an awareness of the things that you are reacting and responding to at this time. And so when the moon goes into Capricorn, you know, it's debilitated in Capricorn. It struggles here. It's like it's being strangled type energy technically, for what I'm saying, because the moon, it is in astrology it's considered a planet. It is a planet, that deals with it deals with like emotions. It deals with the inner world. It deals with things like sympathy. You feel me? Things like compassion, like extending yourself to another person. Like nurturing energies, selfless energies, etc., etc. Now, Capricorn is a sign that deals with like, we live in a world where that doesn't exist. We live in a world, or Capricorn at least. I think the best way to put it is like Capricorn is the aspect of the world that's harsh. Like Santa is actually very much associated with Capricorn, especially like is it Saturn? Santa is Saturn in general, but it's very much associated with Capricorn. And what is Santa all about? Both Santa and Krampus, they're both associated with Saturn. Santa is all about like, okay, son, you do good, you receive good. You do bad, you receive cold. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's what Saturn is all about. It doesn't care about like empathy or compassion or love or caring, but it cares about the world, and it cares about what's realistic and what's real in this world, if that makes sense. And so the Capricorn energy is very much going to direct us towards having an analysis and an ideology concerning our like our status. Like a lot of us are going to be reacting and responding a lot to our status, a lot to possibly what we are building, what we are working on, because Capricorn is a sign that deals with climbing the ladder, before what I'm saying. So like with this full moon energy in Capricorn, like for those of us who have been planting good seeds and who have been manifesting a status for ourselves, and we've been doing things in this world, you feel me, Capricornian, Saturnian energies, you feel me, then it'd be like a great time to throw, I want to say like throw a little celebration, that's the word I want to use, like throw a little ceremony or ritual, where it's like you're giving gratitude, of course, to the position you have attained. But let's look, it's like when you're dealing with Saturn energy, it's important to not get satanic. You feel me? Because that's what Saturn is. That's where the term like Satan comes from. It comes from Saturn. You feel me? Saturn, Satan. So it is important that and becoming aware and acknowledging the place, the position which you are in life. You shouldn't be so prideful that you don't realize and acknowledge and see the divinity of the path you have been walking, in the sense that it's in a sense one way or another been divinely guided and divinely orchestrated, and so because that's what like Saturnianism, because I feel like some people don't like the term Satan. I'll see Saturnianism, like that's what Saturnianism is all about. It's about like worshiping yourself. You feel what I'm saying at the end of the day. But that is bad. It can be bad because when you worship yourself, you disconnect yourself from higher powers, a higher power, because you're too busy worshiping in your own self. You feel what I'm saying? So that's like the slippery slope of that. But like, it's what Capricorn, because it's what Saturn is, that's why the Saturn rules the government and like dictators and all these other people that only care about power. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, like a little like honestly, my altar a lot has become my mind. Like I do a lot of my practices, my rituals mentally. You feel what I'm saying? So meditation is very huge for me because that's how I tap into the mental space. You feel what I'm saying? But it's like it can be as simple as being mindful that the moon on Sunday, that the moon is full in the sign Capricorn, and then being attentive to feel emotions that are congruent, you feel what I'm saying, with building, constructing and like manifesting something into this physical world, into this physical existence. You feel what I'm saying? I hope that makes sense. Because it's like when the moon is in Capricorn, it can play out in two ways, but mostly a lot of the times more negatively than positive, because Capricorn is a feminine sign, you know, and being feminine, it's going to be like negative, you know, it's going to be toxic, for what I'm saying. Like, that's just how it's set up. But like the positive masculine signs are the optimistics, the negative feminine signs are the epimystics, or the negatives. You feel me? That's just how it's set up. And Capricorn is a feminine negative sign, so it's like it's important that you, on your behalf, allow your emotions to be exalted in a manner where it's like you're giving recognition for the status that you already have, rather than crying over spilled milk, or crying over the fact that you're not there exactly where you want to be. But utilize this full moon in Capricorn as a step, a step, before I'm saying. How is that term? I don't even know how to say it. But, use it as a step, you feel me? And it's like, even if you're not where you are, take that time on Sunday, the day of the sun, before what I'm saying, to reflect and introspect and see exactly where it is that you went. But it's like, at this time, it'd even be great once you have established where you are, because it's like, mentally, because I'm a mental scientist, you feel me? I'm very operative in the mind, and I feel like I know that the mind is more real than everything and anything else, so that's where I be, so it's like, once you acknowledge, it's like you kind of build a foundation, like when you truly acknowledge where you are and you see yourself for where you are rather than where you were or where you want to be. Because I feel like a lot of us think in terms of future or past, but when you're actually right there and just sitting and looking at where you are versus where you came, then you build a foundation for you to be like, okay, so this is where I am, and that's where I came from, and so this is where I can go, and that's very much Capricorn, because Capricorn is associated with the planet of time, Saturn, you feel me? And Saturn, everything and anything that's acquired and attained through the planet Saturn. But anyways, yeah, so like that's Saturn, you guys, that's Saturn, and that's like the full moon and Saturn energy ultimately. Utilize it in a practical manner, you feel what I'm saying? Before I go any further, let me just correct this one mistake. So I've been saying that the full moon is going to be on Sunday. It's actually going to be on Monday. That's when it's happening. But Sunday and Tuesday we'll be feeling the effects of the full moon, of course. I think I also want to talk a little bit about the fact that the moon, on Sunday, the moon is going to be, it's going to be squaring Neptune, right? The moon is going to be squaring Neptune on Sunday. And so this energy is going to trail off a bit on Monday as well, when it's the full moon. But so the moon squaring Neptune is going to bring this like lens of delusional energy when it comes to our perception of self, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, look, Capricorn, as I've been saying, is already a negative sign. It brings and cultivates like doubt, fear, inadequacy, things like that energy. But then, like, with this Neptune square energy, it's important that, especially on Sunday and Monday, that we are attentive to the images, we're aligning with ourselves, the ideologies we're entertaining about ourselves, and making sure that they're not unrealistic illusions, but they're grounded in reality, before what I'm saying. Because it's like, with the moon in Capricorn, we can get so fixated on reacting and responding on our status and our security that we may be negative to ourselves, feel like we're not good enough type energy, like we're not, like us trying hard is not good enough, if that makes sense of what I'm saying. Because Capricorn is a very harsh energy, but I want to throw this out there, and I feel like this is a Cancerian doctrine also, because Cancer is all about comfort also, I feel like it's important for us to realize that as long as we are trying our best, like genuinely trying our best with what it is that we have, the universe, God, you feel what I'm saying, the angels, our higher self, you feel me, they will see that we're trying our best and they will want to help us, you feel what I'm saying. So it doesn't matter like where you are, as long as you're trying and you're making an advance to get there, you feel what I'm saying. So yeah, do be attentive to that energy as well. But to conclude this Capricornian energy, you feel me, with the full moon on Monday also, because we're pretty much killing two stones with one bird. You know, no birds are dying today. So yeah, you know, it's like Capricorn is a sign that's very much associated with like you know, for those of you out there who are interested in rituals and things like that, like personally for me, you know, I don't really conduct rituals like that because my altar is my mind, and also I'm a mystic, not a magician. You know, and the primary difference between the mystic and the magician is the mystic utilizes their internal power. You know, they understand that all the power and energy and whatever that they can need dwells within, you know, and they're into like unlocking internal energies, you know what I'm saying. Meanwhile, the magician is more associated and loves to work with the 5 elements, you know, fire, water, earth, air, and ether, you know what I'm saying, or spirit, you know what I'm saying. And so they are working with the 5 elements outside of them though, you feel what I'm saying. So they use herbs that are associated with the elements, they use colors associated with the elements, candle colors, you know, things like that. Anyways, you know, things like that, you feel what I'm saying. That's what they do. That's what they're associated with. I mean, that's what a magician primarily focuses on, utilizing the energies of the outside world for their benefit. Meanwhile, the mystic utilizes the energies internally of them for their own benefit. So Capricorn is a mystical sign, you know, that is associated with the dark and light sciences as well. I went dark because Capricorn is a heavy sign, but it deals with magic in general, you feel me. It deals with occult sciences and the utilization of elements, you feel what I'm saying. So for those of you who are interested in doing like full rituals, full moon rituals and things like that, like it would be good, you know, for you to like, you know, use the elements with this Capricorn moon, Saturn, because you know Saturn is involved, and Saturn technically deals with the physical reality and rules the physical reality, and then the moon is involved. The moon deals very much with psychicism, magic, the mind, the magical mind, you feel what I'm saying. So yeah, most definitely those of you who are into it, you know, definitely it's a nice full moon. Although from my understanding though, it's like on full moons you shouldn't be so much in an energy where it's like you're open to receiving, but more so you're giving, in the sense that like just as the moon is at her most optimum light and she's giving energy, you too should be giving energy. And what I mean by that is, it's like when it's the new moon, you may think that you're giving because you're planting seeds, but you're actually open to receive, you know, you're open to receiving. And then it's like on the full moon, like with this full moon and Capricorn energy, you know, I feel like we should emit like the full moon is emitting, and we should emit energies out into the world that are to the field, to the universe, you know, that are in alignment with like Capricorn, you know, which is discipline, the awareness and ability to utilize the things that are presented to you, the opportunities. Because that's what Capricorn ultimately is, utility, utilization. I use this Capricorn star trend, you feel me? So use this full moon to uphold the tools you have and the ways you can utilize, the things you can utilize to get from point A to point B, point A being where you are, point B being where you want to go. Feel me? So, for real, man. And it's like, honestly though, straight up, if you don't have goals, if you're a person without goals, intentions, you feel me, manifestation, desires, then I feel like you can also just use this full moon to meditate on purpose. You feel me? On you being purposeful and you being useful to society, etc. You know what I'm saying? That's what Capricorn asks of you. Meanwhile, Cancer is kind of like, just be yourself and you'll be loved regardless. Capricorn is like, you gotta be useful for you to be loved. If you're not useful, then we don't need you. You feel me? That's Capricorn. It's harsh energies. It's harsh energies. But with the moon, in Capricorn on Monday and Tuesday, Monday, on Sunday and Monday, it'd be good for you also to spend some time introspectively, so being within, introspecting and just being to yourself, because Capricorn is very much a reserve, kept to self type sign, but okay, that's Capricorn. Moon in Capricorn, and that's going to be Monday, Sunday. So it's, Sunday, Monday, and even like a little bit of Tuesday. Like the moon on Tuesday. So on Tuesday or Mars Day, you feel what I'm saying, the moon is going to be in it's going to be like in the last 28, 29 degrees Capricorn. So it's going to be getting ready to leave Capricorn and go into Aquarius, you feel what I'm saying. But at 29 degrees Capricorn, the moon is going to be I think exactly by degree, conjunct Pluto, you feel me. So with the moon conjuncting Pluto in this sign, you feel what I'm saying, like this is going to be a gate, like a stargate, that's going to open up doorways, you feel what I'm saying, for us to be able to like transform our status, but internally, like, because the moon, you feel me, the moon, it deals with the inner world. But Pluto, right, and some call Pluto the higher octave of the moon, others call it the higher octave of Mars. And I think I can see how it's associated to both of them. I think Pluto is, I can't really speak on it, but I think Pluto is a higher octave of the moon, But anyways, so Pluto deals with like transformation, but it deals more so with internal transformations, because it's like Uranus also deals with transformation, but Uranus more deals with changes that rapid happen without anyone being ready, in a sense. It's a change that happened all of a sudden, like COVID, for example, with like our resources and our money. Like Uranus, was transiting. I'm pretty sure Uranus got into Taurus, and when Uranus got into Taurus, the sign that deals with our resources and our money and our positions and our routines, you feel me, our day-to-day, that change, like that just was thrown up in the air, so that's actually Uranus. It's more that type of transformation that's like out in the world and things outside of you. But then Pluto, it's more like internal transformation. Pluto is also a sign associated with like revelation, like the revealing of what's beyond or underneath the veil, you know what I'm saying. So Pluto, like moon conjunct Pluto this on Tuesday, you feel what I'm saying. I feel like the best way for us to channel this energy here, because Pluto is an internal sign as well, and it does deal with the psychic senses. I feel like with this energy, even though we're dealing with Earth, right, Capricorn, we should still, because we're dealing with the internal planets, we should still focus on transformation of the self, the self-image, right? And we have all this Leo energy going on as well, which is Mars and Leo You know, and Leo, Mars and Leo and Venus and Leo, and you know, Leo is a sign that deals with the identity, with how one sees themselves. But it's like Capricorn, it just deals with the individual status. So it's not even how one sees oneself, but just the individual status. But like the moon, it deals with how you're reacting and responding to energies. So ultimately, to wrap this up, to sum it up, you know, yeah, it'd be of good interest for you to concentrate your energies inwardly about the image towards a transformation, towards a, okay, I've been here and I've seen myself this way for long enough. And like I keep saying, those of you who have been planting seeds, like you know, you cultivated ideas and everything like that last, like when the moon was in Libra, you feel me, and you've balanced some shit, you know, when the moon was in Libra, then it's like that equilibrium you attained was like the image, I guess, the self-image, the balanced self-image. And it's like with Capricorn being here, it's like transforming it, but bringing it into reality from a place where it was in your mind to a place where it demonstrates through practical action. That's what I mean by transforming the inner image to a, not a higher image, but making it more realistic. Like marrying, because a lot of the times the reason why our internal images don't manifest into the external world is because certain thoughts, they have not been unified, they have not been married like that, you know. So we have opposing thoughts within us. So I feel like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna leave it at that. The moon on Tuesday, you know, moon conjunct Pluto. Definitely focus and concentrate on the unification of the self, of the lower, not, I can't say lower self and higher self, of who the self used to see itself versus of who the self knows it needs to be. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of that is going to be going on. A lot of that has been going on, you know, transformation and internal and changes of self. But anyways, you know, and we are dealing with Cancer. The sign is associated with the planet of gestation, you know, of new, because it's a cardinal sign, so it's about new emotions, you know, new emotions. As we go through this Cancer season, continue to cultivate new emotions for yourself. That's what I'm saying. Continue to cultivate new emotions for yourself. And then, so then when we're in Leo season, you know, you have something to express. It's like spend Cancer season cultivating emotions for your new emotions for yourself. And spend Leo season expressing that thing. And then, yeah, you know, Virgo season, like reaping your harvest technically from that thing. But anyways, Cancer season, you know, definitely cultivate them emotions. But okay, yeah, you know, so now let's go into like Wednesday, which is Mercury Day, really. So on Mercury Day, the moon is going to be on Tuesday and Mercury Day, Mercury Day, Wednesday, but we'll just say Wednesday. On Wednesday, the moon will have long left Capricorn and would have entered, you know, Aquarius. This is on Wednesday. But on Tuesday, you know, the moon will be getting ready to leave into Aquarius. So for like a great sum of the day, the moon will be in Aquarius, but initially the beginning of the day, it'll be in Capricorn. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so Wednesday, the moon is in Aquarius, you know. So I know my birth chart and I know where these planets are transiting through. And, you know, eventually, as I do these forecasts, I will start to add more things. Like I will start to add how the 12 ascending rising signs will be affected. You know, and I'll start to talk more about the aspects happening within the sky. You feel what I'm saying? But this is like the third one. You feel me? Right now, it's all about upkeeping and maintaining that consistency and structure. You feel me? So it's one step at a time. With everything, it's one step at a time. You feel me? But anyway, so Mercury in Aquarius, my bad. Moon in Aquarius on Mercury Day, Wednesday. So Aquarius is an air sign, right? So we're leaving Capricorn and going into an air sign. So every time we shift from an earth sign into an air sign, or a water sign into a fire sign, you feel what I'm saying? It gets it gets more lighter, you know. Water and earth are denser energies, you feel me? But because water is like emotions and earth is like responsibilities, you feel what I'm saying? Air is like logic and thoughts and thinking and rationalization. Fire is like inspiration, vision, sight, you know. But yeah, inspiration, vision. Like those two words pretty much sum up fire, you know. Inspiration and vision. Anyways, so on Wednesday, you feel what I'm saying? Like, okay, for those of you who have your ascendant in Virgo, my bad. Like, yeah, Virgo. Like, I have my ascendant in Virgo, you feel what I'm saying? And so, on Wednesday, Mercury is going to be transiting through my 6th house. You feel what I'm saying? So, for me, like, Mercury transiting through my 6th house, my bad, Moon transiting through my 6th house. On Wednesday, I'm going to be reacting and responding a lot to, like, my work, you feel me? My work life, is what I'm saying. And so, now that I know this, instead of Wednesday coming and me reacting and responding to my work life in a unstructured manner, I now know that I can structurize my way of thinking about my work, so then it's fruitful all around, you feel what I'm saying? But anyways, you know, Aquarius, right, is a sign that deals with people. It deals with groups of people. It also deals with the internet, you feel what I'm saying? And networking. Like, what I do for my work, you feel me? Like, it involving the internet and it involving me networking with people and, like, you know, me dealing with information are all Aquarius, you feel what I'm saying? Because Aquarius, it deals with databases of information. It deals with thinking, but like thinking at a higher scale, in a way, thinking for the collective consciousness. Like, so philosophers, astrologers, and things like that are all under Aquarius, you feel me? So what I do, I really do it because I read it in my chart and I was like, yo, this would flow in alignment with me. So I'm just doing what I love, you know, according to the stars, you feel what I'm saying? So yeah, you know, but like, so for me, that's how it's going to express in a manner where I'm focused on my work. But ultimately, Aquarius, you know, when the moon goes into Aquarius, the moon, right, mind you, it just left its debilitation, which is Capricorn. So now that the moon is in Aquarius, it's still struggling, don't get me wrong, but it's still in its debilitated planet sign, you know, like, I don't think that's a term, but it's still in its, like, planet it doesn't mess with, you feel what I'm saying? Because Aquarius and Capricorn are both ruled by Saturn, and Saturn and the moon are like milk and paint. They don't mix. I was gonna say they're like water and oil, but like Mercury and the moon are water and oil. They don't really like to mix, you know. But yeah, Saturn and the moon are water and oil too. They do not like to mix. So when the moon is in its debilitated signs, Capricorn, or in its other sign, Aquarius, it doesn't do well. And so what that means ultimately is that even with this full moon energy, you know, it's not going to be so much about our emotions, but more about our logic and our rationality. Because like I said earlier, it's going to be about the outside world and our status and, you know, how far we've gotten. And that may not always deal with emotion. It may more deal with like statistics, you feel me, and concepts and ideas. Comparison ourselves, you know, self-comparison, you know, things like that, what I'm saying. But anyways, so yeah, you know, on Wednesday, our thoughts are gonna get lighter. They're not gonna be so heavy, which you know, the Capricorn energy is going to deal more with. It's gonna be about the physical world. But our thoughts, you know, on Wednesday, they're gonna be lighter in the sense that we're going to be able to be more idealistic in the sense of, okay, we know that we wanted this, but we in a sense are giving breathing space to like drift off and just entertain like possibilities, and how better things can be rather than just how things are, if that makes sense. Like that's because Aquarius is also a very futuristic sign, it deals with the future. It's an optimistic sign, I would say. It's more futuristic than optimistic. Aquariuses can be optimists, but they can be very negative, argumentative as hell. So anyways, with the moon in Aquarius, it would be on Wednesday, it'd be good energy for us to do like some networking, some like connecting with people. Maybe we have like someone we need to meet, like we can meet them on Wednesday, you feel what I'm saying? Like Aquarius energy, it also opens up like good doorways for us to, I would say, deal with like, documentations if we need to, like any governmental work, I feel anything that deals with like communication, but on a serious level, because that's what Aquarius is. It's an air sign, but it's a serious air sign. It's the most practical air sign, you know what I'm saying? So on Wednesday, we can allow ourselves to, use our thoughts in the most practical sense, you know what I'm saying? And what I mean when I say in the most practical sense is that we can allow ourselves, to drift off and think idealistically, but also to like ground it in reality, ground it in a manner where it's like, okay, this is what I think and this is what I want, but be able to fixate on it and be like, these are the steps I need to take, if that makes sense. Yeah. But yeah, it's pretty much Aquarius, Wednesday. So Aquarius, the moon is going to be in Aquarius from Wednesday. Let's see. Wednesday until Thursday or Jupiter Day, you feel me? Where it'll be leaving Aquarius. So it'll be in the beginning of the day still in Aquarius, but it'll be leaving Aquarius and going into Pisces. Where it will stay. Until Saturday. Okay, interesting. So yeah, that's pretty much the Aquarius moon. Like futuristic type energies. Allowing ourselves to entertain our hopes and aspirations, but not only entertain them, but allow ourselves to do things, that, or maybe connect with people, network with people that will help us get closer to our hopes and aspirations. Because Aquarius is also that sign that deals with hopes and aspirations, which is idealism, which we can explain in one word, idealism. But anyways, so we got that Aquarius energy happening. But then on Thursday, the moon will be leaving Aquarius and going into Pisces. And so when the moon is in Pisces, mind you, that's a water sign, that's what I'm saying. And so the sun is in Cancer right now, so we may be seeing a lot of like, if not even a lot, like a good demonstration of emotional breakdowns. Like people around us breaking down emotionally, or even us seeing things around us, soliciting us emotionally, you feel me? Trying to like get an emotional reaction out of us, you feel me? Like Cancer season, dog. We might be seeing that, but it's like, enable yourself to have a sense of emotional tenacity, an emotional strength of like impenetrableness, of allowing emotions to hit you but then bounce off of you. I guess that Cancer crab, that Cancer shell, you know what I'm saying? Because I do see the emotions and I do see them wilding. But so on Thursday, when the moon goes into Pisces, it's going to be in Pisces until Friday, is what I'm saying. And then on Saturday, it'll be leaving Pisces and going into Aries. But so on Thursday and Friday, allow yourself space for emotional intelligence, is what I'm saying. In the sense that when it comes to our emotions, it's like we need that space because we can get so caught up and sucked into the situation that we may find ourselves unconsciously reacting, because we react from habits. And it may be a habit of ours to react not from a place of communication, but from a place of irritation, what I'm saying, whatever. Irrationality, you feel me? So it's important that on Thursday, when the moon shifts into Pisces, for us even to be aware if we wake up on the wrong side of the bed. You're like, oh, I'm feeling emotional, I'm feeling bipolar a little, because Pisces can be bipolar. I'm feeling anxious, worrisome, because Pisces is another negative sign. Aquarius, the sign I was just talking about, it's more positive masculine sign, but Aquarius is a negative feminine sign. You feel what I'm saying? My bad. Pisces is a negative feminine sign. So it's like, it will also express more towards the negativity than the positivity. But it's for the native who is a Pisces, or even for us using this Pisces energy, we need to divert it towards imaginative energies, because if I'm not mistaken, I think it's going to be conjuncting the Neptune as well, right? Oof, yeah. Well, I mean, like, not yet, but almost. So, like, on Jupiter Day, which is Thursday, like, the moon is going to shift into Pisces, and it's also going to form a conjunction, on Thursday between, like, the moon, which is the moon, and Saturn. Saturn and the moon are going to be the same sign in close degrees, on Thursday. And so Pisces, right, it's also a sign that deals with the dream world. It deals with our imaginative abilities, our abilities to fantasize. It's a spiritual sign that deals with, like, the spiritual senses as well. Being conscientious and aware of the spiritual sense, of the spiritual realm, is what I'm saying. And so Saturn is a planet, that more deals with reality and being realistic and being grounded. You feel me? So on Thursday, when these two planets meet, there is going to be a heightened ability for us to take, like, energies, from the inside world, the moon, and channel them through the Pisces energy into the outside world, Saturn, is what I'm saying. So, like, on Thursday, like, it can play out in two ways, of course. It can also play out that, like, because of emotions, you are led to, like, destruction and emotional instability, is what I'm saying. Like, damn, the fucking polarity, man. Because, like, Saturn and the moon, they don't really mix well. That's not a good combination. Like, because, like, Saturn and the moon, it brings doubt and fears, and anxiety, and, like, yeah, y'all live at that. Doubts, fears, and anxieties, especially about one's own ability, And so, yeah, like, but if you push through that, and you pick up on, like, if you start to pick up on those energies of anxiousness and self-doubt and self-worry, but then you're aware that, oh, wait, like, the moon is conjuncting Saturn today, this Thursday. And so off the bat, even when you wake up from the bed, even if you're on the wrong side, you can flip yourself to the right side of the bed, you feel me, by becoming aware that the moon is conjunct Saturn right now, like, straight up. But it's like, positively, you feel me, I feel like you can probably do, like, a little, like, arts and craft or something like that, you feel me, to a ritual, right, to, like, crystallize that energy and entrap it into something, you feel me. So Thursday, because Pisces, it very much is an artistic sign, it does deal with art, and it can even be expressive art, like dancing, like, do a whole dance on Thursday, you know, that's just like dedicated to this conjunction, you feel me, between Saturn and like the moon, you feel what I'm saying? But at the same time, I feel like the moon conjuncting Saturn on Thursday can even play out as like nightmares, or people having great anxieties, or like just, yeah, you know, just things outside of them coming to them, worrying them about X, Y, and Z. So do be careful on that. But do know that those are the two polarities that it plays out. Like Pisces is a sign that deals and it holds the deacon of devotion, is what I'm saying. So it's like, if you were to spend time praying, but not in a social setting, but in a, because Pisces is the introverted energy of Jupiter, so it's more personal devotion, you know, self-devotion, sitting down and reading for your sake, you know. Like, I used to, not anymore, but I used to like wake up at 4 a.m. till 6, and I would just study, like, you know, scriptures. Like, I read the Quran, and then I was reading the Quran, you know. And it's because like from 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. these are like Pisces hour, you know. These are like times when the world is quiet, you feel me? And it's like you are in a way more tapped into like the unconscious of the world, you know, because everyone's asleep. So I used to do that, you know, but that's Pisces. It's about the hidden aspects, you know. So yeah, you know, that's going to be Thursday and Friday, you know, that Pisces energy. So on Friday, you know, Friday is Venus Day, you feel me? So on Venus Day, be careful not to be emotionally like reckless to a point where it's like you channel your desire for release into destructive channels, like drugs or like alcohol, you feel me, which are drugs, you know, or like even sex or something like that. Like on Friday, because Pisces is a sign that deals with escapism. It likes to escape, you know. So that can even be straight up just going to sleep, like going to sleep and entering a dream mode to escape. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, you know, do be attentive that on Friday you're not too wild and you're not too led by emotion, but you're realistic and like you're grounded. And that you remember the full moon on Monday, you know, and what that represented and what that meant, structure. But anyways, yeah, you know, that's those days. So on Saturday, the moon will be leaving Pisces and going into Aries. You feel what I'm saying? And so Aries is a sign that's tuned to the frequency of Mars. Feel me? And so Mars is a planet that deals with aggression. So from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. these are Aries hours, you know. This is the spring of the day. This is the beginning of the day. Everything is waking up. It's a new day, you know. And that's what the Aries energy is all about. A new fresh start, you know, a new energy, like getting up and doing something. So on Saturday, you know, this upcoming Saturday, it would be beneficial even for you to plan a little like outside trip, you know, not outside trip, but like do something outside in the morning. Like maybe go out on a hike in the morning or go out on a walk in the morning, you know, especially in the morning because those are, you know, Aries hours, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, so on Saturday when the moon goes into Aries, do be conscientious and careful that you're not too reckless. Once again, you know, like straight up, like one way that I can see this energy playing out is like when the moon is in Pisces on Friday, people may go get wasted as fuck, and then when like the moon goes into Aries on Saturday, they may now have to deal with like the repercussions and the consequences of having a hangover and possibly being alone and isolated. You know, one, Aries, right? It does deal with aloneness and isolation, but two, I bring up the hangover in this because Aries is a sign, you know, that very much deals with hardships and struggles, and so and like this is the moon, so this is internal hardship and internal struggle. So it's like when the moon goes into Aries, I mean, It can either play out as us being internally exalted and like us feeling ourselves and feeling like we're the ish, or it can even play out as us being destructive from an impulsive perspective, though. Being irritated, easily irritated, and being impulsive, and being more sensitive, but sensitive from a place of irritation. I feel like it's very much Aries. So on Saturday, do try not to channel your emotions on people that may not even be deserving of it. You feel me? But also try to find on Saturday, try to find a like channel. You feel me? For like your try to find a channel for the excess energy that the moon in Aries may bring you. Find a channel for it, so then that way it doesn't find its own way out, which may be destructive. You feel what I'm saying? Because that's how energy works. It's like when energy is there, either you use it consciously and directed it towards a desire of your own, or it'll find its own channel. This is why there's a lot of unfortunate and disgusting events that take place like in the church where they suppress sex, because it's like you cannot suppress that. Like suppression is not, it's not moral like that. You feel what I'm saying? Because it's like it's primitive energy. It's energy that's instilled deep within us, that deals with our physical body. Like it doesn't even deal with it kind of deals with the mind, but it's more instilled with the mind of the body than the mind of the soul, is what I'm trying to say. So these are things, like that we cannot do. Like we cannot repress energy. Like you can't repress it without it finding its own way out. You feel what I'm saying? And when an energy finds its own way out, a lot of the times it's destructive. It's not pleasant. So you should yourself start to find ways to bring out these energies. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, you guys, that pretty much concludes this breakdown of the forecast upcoming and the full moon in Capricorn. I hope that this video was of value for you guys, and I definitely want to thank you for watching and tuning in. And yeah, until next time, I'll definitely keep you guys posted though. And I also want to throw this out there for anyone interested in getting their birth chart interpreted by me specifically. Then definitely message me, hit me up. My prices are very, very reasonable, and the information I provide concerning the birth charts are most definitely valuable. But yeah, without further ado, definitely like this video, as it does help with the YouTube algorithm. And I appreciate you guys liking it. It's good feedback for me. And plus subscribe if you're new here, because I'm going to be producing more videos like this one. You feel me? But yeah, namaste, you guys. Peace.